Yuzuru Hanyu is still the most popular figure skater in the world. His solo show drew an entire stadium, and was broadcast live in cinemas and on major online platforms. What a extravaganza from the great Japanese! The Tokyo Dome is a legendary venue in Japan. It is the country's premier baseball stadium and is also home to the Hall of Fame. The arena, often called the Big Egg, was also the site of NBA games and Mike Tyson's title fight. Michael Jackson, Paul McCartney, the Rolling Stones, Madonna, Sting and other artists have all performed there. No wonder that the figure skating superstar also chose this iconic stage for the show on February 26. Generally, capacity of the stadium is 57,000, but because of the complex decorations, number of seats was reduced to 35,000. The figure is still impressive. The Japanese found a way to show the show to everyone. Another 30,000 tickets were sold to local movie theaters, which showed Hanyu live. The broadcast was also hosted by the major streaming service Disney+. Yuzuru is the first skater to put together such a show. And most importantly, his program gift is a solo show. For almost 3 hours Hanyu was on the ice alone. There were many difficult moments. At first I wasn't sure I could make it through 2.5 hours, but some things were only possible because everything was happening at the Tokyo Dome. Hanyu said. Long before the show started, a crowd had gathered outside the arena, the tickets had been sold out long ago, and even the solid average price of $200 did not scare off Hanyu's fans. The show was so large-scale, it was more like a rock star performance than a sports one. Complicated sets, lighting effects, and a huge screen. The most impressive moment was Hanyu in the form of a phoenix with wings not only on the costume, but in the whole arena. In the middle of the stadium they poured a full-fledged ice arena, 30 by 60 meters. The music was performed live by the Tokyo Philharmonic Orchestra. Hanyu showed some new numbers, but most awaited, of course, were his hits, A Short to Let Me Entertain You by Robbie Williams and the legendary Seimei. Yuzuru himself singled out the performance that left him without a medal in Beijing 2022. At the time, he failed a quadruple salto in the short program to the music of Camille Saint-Saëns. According to Hanyu, the Rondo Capriccioso had become a demon he needed to exorcise. Prepared in earnest, like a competition, Winnie the Pooh on the spot. This is the program I didn't roll at the Beijing Olympics. Today it's like I recreated the feelings from there when I couldn't fully realize the dream I was riding with. I wanted to convey the message that you can make your dreams come true, even if not always in the way you originally imagined. In March, Hanyu will present another show, already with his own ice troupe. In the meantime, she is enjoying the adoration of the Japanese, which was not affected in any way by the end of her career, nor by the results of the last Olympics. Alexandra Trusova talked about going to a restaurant with Alina Zagitova in Japan. In 2019, both skaters participated in the Japan Open tournament in Saitama. That was the first time I tried to perform 4 quadruple jumps in one program at the competition. It worked out the way I intended that day. We won in the end. After the performance and the announcement of the results I had a feeling of complete satisfaction and devastation. The feeling that I think all athletes compete for. I've only felt this way twice in my whole sporting life, at the Junior World Championships in Sofia, and now at the Japan Open. Right after the award ceremony, the ice was thawed out and we went to the rehearsal for the exhibition performance. I skated my short program, although it was difficult after such a performance. The tournament ended very late. We didn't have time for dinner at the hotel, so the 4 of us, me, my mom, Daniil Glacienhaus and Alina Zagitova, went in search of a restaurant. We found the only one that worked, and everyone really liked it there. Except me. I could only eat the most common rolls with salmon, as I do not really like to experiment with food. I especially want to mention that in Japan, they are very fond of figure skating. They treat all the athletes with reverence, admiration and great respect. Spectators at competitions always have the flags of each country, and they support everyone as if they were their own. These competitions will always be remembered. For me it was a very unusual, interesting and rewarding experience, Trusova wrote in her column on Match TV. Coach Sergei Davidov urged Yevgeny Plushenko to sort out the mistakes, and not to blame everyone. Earlier Plushenko criticized the judging at the Junior Championship of Russia in Perm. There his students Veronika Vilina and Sofia Titova lost to Alina Gorbacheva, who trains with Sofia Fedchenko. To be honest, I haven't paid attention to it for a long time, Davidov said when asked if he had seen Plushenko's interview. Let's start with the fact that people made a mistake themselves in the short program. And since that's the case, there's no point in telling us who did or didn't do well in the free skaters. We must start with ourselves, as we all do. You need to analyze your own mistakes and correct them, and not accuse other children, coaches, the federation and everyone else. I've been sticking to the idea that you shouldn't make mistakes yourself in the first place. If you're not wrong, then we can really talk about something. In this case, in my opinion, all these conversations are absolutely inappropriate, said Davidov. Elena Radionova called Kamila Valieva and Sofia Akutova favorites for the finals of the Russian Grand Prix. The competition will be held March 4th to 5th in St. Petersburg. The lists of competitors are being updated all the time now. If Valieva performs, I consider her the favorite of the competition. And also the current champion of Russia Sofia Akutova, of course. Will Muravyova compete for the gold? Sofia is a very competent skater. She has a big potential, and I am sure she still has a lot ahead of her. This is her first season as an adult, you can say you are just getting into it. And in the second year you need to prove your place. Will you expect a 4-hole loop from Tuktamasheva at the Grand Prix final? I think you should give it a try. Besides, this is the season to try everything. After all, she's quite successful now. Why not? Radionova, the choreographer and 2015 World Cup bronze medalist, said,